people because, the parents' expectation for you to do a professional degree and start your job and then do an
engineer
MBA.
Banega. Like the receptions are no longer the couple sitting on the stage.
All about capturing people and their emotions. I didn't feel safe walking around Paris with my cameras, honestly. And they had guns.
And they had guns.
You have
Do
a
the wedding
gorgeous
at the
mandap on the beach and you cannot get married there.
Yeah. But this is like the true compatibility test. Ankita, Akash, thank you so much for joining us today. First of all, I'm really excited to be meeting you guys again because we met in Brisbane pretty much a month back. And since I was in Mumbai, I said, why should we just meet over a coffee? Why don't we meet over a podcast? Because that's what people do nowadays, right?
I like that idea.
I know, right? Perfect. So just for those of us who don't know as much about Wedding Nama, and I think I'd like to know this too, from the horse's mouth, how did it all start? Just going back a little bit in time.
Well, we've known each other a long time, a long time. But we were both doing different things. Of course, as kids are, we don't know what we're going to be doing in life, in college, what field we'll pick up. So I went and studied architecture, and this fellow, he came to the same college and he was doing his engineering from there.
And that was in Mumbai?
No, that was in the middle of the country. So he's from North India. I come from South India. We met in the middle in Nagpur. We both went to NIT Nagpur, and we were there together. And we kind of started dating each other in third year. And that's when I think I was doing architecture, but I wanted to study photography because that was what the spark that comes from within was coming from photography. So I went and did my master's in NID Ahmedabad in photography, and he went away and he did his MBA in Excel. And we kind of came back together in Mumbai because after studying, I was like, what do I do with my life? I've learned all these things, but what is that excites me? And it was all about capturing people and their emotions. So I really loved capturing, just going and meeting new people. And I'm an introvert otherwise. And
It's
I was
ironical that you say that, right? I love meeting people, but I'm an introvert.
Yeah. So when I have a camera in front of me, I'm much more, conversational that way. I can talk to you through my lens much better than I would otherwise.
I love that line.
So I just, that's why I think that's one of the reasons I got into weddings, because after architecture, a lot of avenues had opened up, and there was, of course, fashion photography, that was really big, and I was doing a lot of shoots for magazines and stuff, and I was doing architectural and industrial and other kinds of shoots. But when I shot my first wedding is when I felt
in love again.
Yeah, I fell in love again because it was so special. It was being a part of a family. I anyways come from a very close-knit family. We love taking photographs. We love talking about photos. And then when I realized I'm doing something so important in their life, like capturing one of the biggest moments of their life, I fell in love with that idea where I can be creative. I am my own creative director at a wedding. And I can just create these beautiful frames and capture these beautiful memories that are timeless. So that, I think, happened to me, and that's why I fell in love with weddings. Can you...
So,
chime in.
Akash was you met him when the lens didn't exist. You met when the lens didn't exist.
Yeah.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
So my... schooling and college started typically how it happens for a lot of people because, the parents' expectation for you to do a professional degree and start your job and then do an MBA. So it happened with me as well. I was always, more of a creative person. But at the same time, there was a pressure to do something before you can try out new fields. And I'm from Dehradun, and Dehradun, it's not a place where you can experiment a lot with your career. So I played safe. I did, all the engineering entrance exams, IIT, AIEEE, got through NIT where I met her. But that wasn't enough. I had to do my MBA. So I went to XLI Jamshedpur, did my majors in finance, joined a bank. And I was working there, enjoying my job. But then I always thought that something's missing. Like, it's not something that I would want to do for life. And that's when Ankita shifted to Mumbai, where I was working. And, what I started doing is on weekends, I started, going on shoots with Ankita and trying different things. And I kind of liked it. So that's when I decided, okay, fine, it's time for me to decide either I'm doing this or continuing with my job. And incidentally, we ended up taking up my CEO's daughter's wedding, which was in 2014. And that's when I decided, okay, no, I need to do this before we, cover the wedding. So just before the wedding, I quit. And since then, I've been doing this full time.
Wow.
Started as a photographer, but that was a time where new style of filming, new age filming was picking up.
Yes.
So very soon I shifted to cinematography, started taking videos, and that's how we started growing the team, and we started doing in-house photography and filming. So Ankita started taking care of photography. I handled the video part of it, and yeah.
So this is going back about 15, 20 years?
13, 14 years.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you mentioned how the style of photography was changing at the time, and I think even the style of wedding functions has evolved since.
Yeah.
Like, I remember my wedding being like, I had booked someone local here. One of those color labs. I don't want to take names, but it was that very traditional. There was no photo shoot.
Right.
It was just the photographer comes and takes your photos on the day, on the stage. Like, even I got some individual shots, but it was just on the stage.
Yeah.
And 5 years later, you're like, why didn't we do something more creative, you know? Like the filmmaking style, and that's so beautiful. And I think with that, thankfully, some weddings are changing. Like, the receptions are no longer the couple sitting on the stage. It's
and standing
more,
for hours and just posing
for
pictures. That's
it's
not
so
really
awkward,
happening.
right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
And then you go like, this is this
And turn
auntie,
back
and
and then
this is
just
that auntie.
kind of flex your muscles and then smile again. Yeah, that's not happening.
And
now.
that's one thing that
It's-
most of the couples come back to us and say, okay, we don't want to do that. What do you
Yes.
suggest?
What are the ideas? How do
100%.
we
What are the
still
ideas?
meet our guests and not, be rude to them
Yeah.
by not taking a picture with them, but smile and, enjoy our
That's right.
function rather than staying in one place for
Correct.
3 hours.
And I think that brings me to my next question is, your work is stunning. I just want to say that
Thank
at
you.
the
Thank you so
outset.
much.
How and you have a certain aesthetic, but at the same time, it's very personalized. So what is it about the aesthetic, about the wedding nama way of doing things?
I think it's something that we've shared always, like a common goal, a common vision to ensure that we're doing things differently. Like, whenever we went to a wedding, it can get repetitive, it can get monotonous, but we've never let that happen to us. So when it comes to the aesthetics, when it comes to it develops over time. It's a language that you develop over time. Photography to me is a language because you speak through your photographs, right? So it develops over time. So it's not something that you can just get up one day and just start shooting, pick up the camera, and you cannot get that result because it's years of experience, it's years of knowing how to frame your shot, how to light up your shot, when is the right moment to capture, when is it that you have to be around, when is it that you have to direct your shot, when is it that you have to be in the background, let a vulnerable moment play itself out and capture those moments silently. So those things, I think, it just takes time and experience to get there. But the wedding nama way has always been about creating those and capturing those timeless moments. For us, it's been about the real emotions. Because anybody can do a fashion shoot. Anybody can take a nice editorial style photograph. But ensuring that you're capturing that little tiny moment that the couple is going to look at that photograph and be taken back in time and just remember that feeling that they felt at that moment.
Yeah.
I think it's all about that for us.
It's all about the vibe.
It's all about
That's
the vibe. Absolutely. It's all about that.
And it's just not us. I think everybody who's part of Wedding Rama shares the same ideology, and they are extremely, extremely passionate people. So there have been instances where, the editors who are not even part of the shoot, who are not there at the actual wedding, but while editing, they're laughing, they're crying, just going through those visuals. So they're like equally passionate people. All the photographers, they are doing this because they enjoy it. It's not just something. It's not a work for them. They really enjoy it when they get their shot. I mean, the first thing we do is come together. We show each other like, okay, we've got this. What have you got? And we just love it. And I think our motto has always been to keep it real. So, and we kind of connect with a lot of couples who are real themselves as well. We want people to enjoy their wedding, and we forget that we are there, and we want to capture it very naturally. And everybody shares the same vision. So, and for that, we started working in like a full-time team from the very beginning. So everybody knows their roles. Everybody knows where they have to be so that they can get that perfect shot. And for that, you need to anticipate as well. So especially in videos, you cannot start shooting when the moment is happening. You need to anticipate. You need to be ready and start shooting before the moment happens.
Because you can't stop that moment.
Yeah. So all of that comes with practice, and I'm so happy with the team that we have. And
touch wood.
Yeah.
Touch wood. Yeah. And obviously we met in a completely different part of the world a month back, like we said. But was travel always on the cards, or did that sort of happen accidentally and then you were on a roll?
I think that's something that's always connected us. Both of us love to travel. So even when we were in college, we were just planning our trips, or even when we were working, we were just like, how do we get together? How do we go here? How do we visit this place? Yeah. So it came naturally, and we were lucky enough that even our first year of starting Wedding Nama, we were doing international weddings. So one of the requirements that I used to have whenever I was hiring somebody was like, do you have a passport?
Yes, so, because it's a valid question. यहाँ पे time भी लग जाता है passport का, and I don't know, it's legit.
So we were just lucky that way. I think that we connected with because we were doing these international weddings right from day one, we connected with the kind of couples who and I think we had set up our website and all that really early on when not a lot of photographers were doing that. Yes. And so our work just went global very fast. Yeah. So a lot of our clientele are based outside of India, all around the world. So whenever they are having a wedding, whether it's in India or outside, they've been following our work for a while. So the minute they lock in their dates, the first message usually comes to us. So
and I think it's nice that your work combines your love for travel as well. And this is what I wanted to understand, where has that travel kida come from? Was it always there? Yeah. But talking about travel, obviously you must have had like some crazy experiences over the years. So I don't know if we had to pick something like, maybe a place where you went that you were a bit scared to go, any kind of destination where you've had a security incident, maybe been robbed or mugged or something like that.
I didn't feel safe walking around Paris with my cameras, honestly.
You didn't feel safe?
I did not feel safe. And this is like even long back.
But no one would imagine that about Paris.
No, I did not feel safe. I was like always checking on my passport and like keeping the cameras and lenses on us all the time. Because there are countries where we travel. Like for example, if you're going to Australia or Singapore, we'll just leave our equipment on the side and we don't have to really worry about, somebody coming and picking it up. But not in Paris, no.
But I think, I can remember our experience in Nairobi. Mm-hmm. Of course, to go there, we had to get the vaccination done and everything, which was a given, which is fine.
A painful one.
But it was a new country for us. Yeah. And when it comes to travel, people, one set of people go to different destinations from India to get married. So those kind of destination weddings are also there, but at the same time, we love covering local weddings. Yep. So, this was a local wedding in Nairobi. The couple was from there and we traveled from India to cover that wedding. It was our first trip to Nairobi. So we had no idea what we are expecting. Now, when it came to like a couple shoot, so we said, okay, we want to shoot in a national park.
We want some animals in the
we want
frame.
animals in our frames because
And
that is what
you can't do that.
Yeah, that is what you visualize when you
Yeah.
think of Nairobi, Kenya. So they said, okay, fine, we have Nairobi National Park and we can shoot there.
Yeah.
So we were shooting, and then we spotted some animals.
Yes.
There were some giraffes.
Yeah.
They were not very close; they were very far, and we were carrying our drone. And we thought the best way to capture them is on a drone, right? Because they were very far, and we thought it'll make a very nice shot and it'll add value to the film. So flew a drone, and the zebra started running.
Zebra or giraffe?
Sorry, zebras.
Zebra,
Did I say
okay.
giraffe?
You said
Zebras.
giraffe
Okay.
earlier.
Zebras. So they started running and it looked stunning. So we actually chased them with our drone because it was a lovely shot, them running. And suddenly we hear, people shouting and chasing us in a jeep.
And they had guns.
And they had guns
In the national park.
in the national park.
Yeah.
So anyways, we brought down our drone. We followed them to their office and we came to know, okay, so it's a big thing because there are poachers there who spot animals using the drones to hunt them. And that is
Right.
why
So they thought
it's
you were
it's
a
really
threat
scary.
to the environment.
And then they
Yeah.
kept our drone and we had to stay there for like a lot of hours.
Yes.
So
yes.
that was really scary, yeah.
Wow, that's quite an adventure. That's quite. But I've lived that side of the world myself, and I've been to Nairobi too, and to the national park. So I can actually visualize what you're saying. And I guess in terms of what's been one of the most exotic places you've been to? We've been to Muscat. You've done Mexico.
Mexico
You've
is
done
definitely,
Vietnam,
yeah.
Philippines. So what's been one of your personal favorite destinations as a couple? So you have to agree on something. I don't know if you've spoken about this before, but this is
No.
like the true compatibility test.
I can think of maybe Cancun. What about you?
I think I was going to say Mexico earlier when she mentioned it. So
Yeah.
then we are agreeing on something. That's good. Because otherwise we are always like on the other ends of the world. Like I'm a Iceland fan and he's a New Zealand fan. So
Right.
And not just
always-
now, like we are agreeing now, but I think at that wedding we agreed at most of the things.
Yeah.
Because it was so
It is
much
so
fun.
beautiful.
So much fun.
it's
Yeah.
so beautiful out there.
And in terms of like culture and climate, does that impact the way you shoot?
I think weather plays an important role, definitely, in the work because you can have a gorgeous setting, but if it's so hot out there and then the couple is sweating, they're not really going to get the moments that you want. So definitely, good weather plays a role, and the culture, of course, definitely that plays a role as well. And we love doing like intercultural weddings and like when one side of the family is all Indian and one side is Italian
It's the best.
It's the best
It's
way because
fascinating.
everybody's so excited, everybody's so involved in the ceremony, what's happening, and then you have these little details that even you may not know that it happens at a wedding, and they are exploring that part of the culture, and they really enjoy those weddings, and we really enjoy capturing those moments.
Yeah, but weather is so unpredictable. We were shooting in Muscat once. That was April, end of April.
Very hot.
The temperature was close to 50 degrees and it was a wedding outdoors and daytime.
Yep.
All our cameras started giving up.
Yeah,
Because
your
it's so
parts
hot,
are
yeah.
liable
Yeah.
to
Yeah, especially the
melt
video. For video, it
literally.
becomes very difficult.
Yeah.
And there have been instances where it rained throughout the wedding. Like, we were shooting the wedding in Philippines. It was raining throughout.
Yeah.
So they had to shift the venue, get it inside, just because they
You
couldn't
have
do
a
the wedding
gorgeous
at the
mandap on the beach and you cannot get married there.
Yeah.
It's
There was a
sad.
wedding we were doing in Bali.
Yeah.
And just before the Bali, there was a volcano eruption and then all the flights were cancelled.
Right.
So,
I think
like so many
remember
things
this
can
time.
happen, at a wedding. But, I think it's a new experience at the end of the day.
Yes.
And
And it's the challenges that
it's the
make
challenges
everything
that come with it,
interesting
yeah.
and more, you feel challenged, your output becomes
Yeah.
even better.
No, I think I work better when it's a challenging shoot. So I know, okay, the team is small, shoot is big, or, these kind
Lot
of
of
challenges.
pressure.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you need a certain mindset to work in that kind of thing and to actually realize in the moment that, this isn't a problem, this is an opportunity.
Yeah.
you know, in hindsight, people are always like, हाँ वो अच्छा था, अच्छा हुआ. But actually, true power lies in realizing in that very moment that, you know what, we got this.
Yeah.
And I think you guys, you got this.
I think even the experience plays a major role, because if everything is going well, every person can perform well. But it's when things start going other way when, you know, the experience really counts.
Yeah, 100%. Just to sort of wrap up, what do you have lined up in the next couple of years? What are the exciting destinations that you're going to?
We are going to Tanzania, which we are very excited about. The shoot is in Zanzibar. We haven't been to Zanzibar, so it'll be a new thing for us. Then we have a wedding in Greece. We're traveling to France and Italy for a couple shoot. We have some shoots lined up in India, Goa, and of course Rajasthan.
That's our second home.
We have few shoots in Middle East, Abu Dhabi and Dubai. So yeah, pretty packed next few months.
And hoping to get back to Australia soon as well.
Yeah, and Australia is
one
one of our favorite destinations, and so that was always in the pipeline. So we want to do more weddings there. So probably next year we're trying to travel to Australia even more often.
You might end up moving there because people start loving the country.
That's not a bad
and the lifestyle.
Yeah.
And you have friends there now.
No, it's so beautiful there.
Yes.
As I said, the weather and the good locations, they come,
and the good
all
people.
come together, and the great people.
Khud ki tareef.
Absolutely. No, we love working in Australia.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today. I think this has been such a nice, warm conversation, and I've loved learning about where you came from and literally where you're going to. So I wish you guys all the best. And again, thanks so much for coming in today.
Thank you
you
so
for
much,
having us,
Sharmeen. It's a pleasure talking to you. You're such a sweet person, such a warm person. Love it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.